Hey everyone, Kevin here. What I'm going to do in this video is show you how you can set up RetroPie. Now I have covered this a little bit. I did a video on how to set up a Raspberry Pi, and I did another video on RetroPie, showed you the interface, I showed you how you can set up Wi-Fi and the controllers. What I'd like to do now is backtrack a little bit and show you how we can get this wonderful RetroPie interface onto this little marvelous computer. If you've installed a Raspberry Pi, you will be familiar with a lot of the steps. And on the raspberrypi.org website, you'll see the installation guide. And one of the key things to take away from this is that you need to format your memory card at FAT32. Raspberry Pis use the FAT32 file system, and that's what you need to use. They recommend using SD formatter. It's there, SD memory card formatter 5.0 by the SD Association. This is an application that's available for Windows and Mac, and this will format your memory card at FAT32. The problem is that this only works for memory cards which are 32 gigabytes or lower. So if you've got an 8 gigabyte card, which is probably the lowest you should use with a Raspberry Pi, if you've got an 8 gigabyte card, 16 gigabyte memory card, or 32 gigabytes, you should really use the SD memory card formatter because that's what they recommend. But if you have a 64 gigabyte card, 128, 256, 200, whatever, anything that's over 32 gigabytes, you need to format your memory card in a different way. The app that I have been using is called FAT32 Format, and it's available in an x86 build as well. And if I find it here, there it's there. So all you do is you download this app, and then you'll see it there. Just use the default allocation size, and then you would start it. Now, if I show you this just now, when you try to format a memory card in Windows, you get two options, NTFS or exFAT, and neither of those will work. So if you just format your memory card using this, you're not going to be able to use it on your Raspberry Pi. Whether you use Raspberry Pi or RetroPie, whatever you install, you're not going to be able to use it. But if you look under properties, you can see that I've formatted it as FAT32. So this is how I did it. I just used this app here. I'm not sure if this will work because I've already installed it. No, it won't. So I've already installed it, which is why it's giving me that error. But I'm going to show you how you can still format this if you run into any errors like this. What you need to do is go back, go up the way. You want to go in Windows anyway. I know the process is obviously different in Mac, but in Windows you need to get to disk management. And what I'm going to do is delete the volume. Now, if you've got different partitions or anything like that, delete them all and get it so it goes back to unallocated. Then set up a new simple volume. Set it up. That's the correct letter. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you pick there. So we've got a new volume there. Now, this should now, in theory, no it's not. I'll load it back up again, see if that's going to make a difference. So we're still getting that error. I don't know why. I'm going to go back, do it again. So I'll do a new simple volume. I'm going to load it up now, and this should hopefully work. There we go. So it's worked this time. You do sometimes run into problems like that. I don't know why, but you can now see it's FAT32, which means that I can install Raspberry Pi or RetroPie on this memory card. So the installation guide is pretty good, and it explains that you need to go to the retropie.org.uk website, and the Raspberry Pi 0 and 1, yeah, there's two different download files. So 0 and 1, if you've got a 1 Raspberry in your load up page, you would use this one. If you've got 4, which means you've got the Raspberry Pi 2 or 3 or 3 Model B, you would choose that one. Now, I have downloaded this image already, and the one for the 3 is 616 megabytes. This one here, this is an image that I downloaded from someone online, and this was what had all the games on it. So someone has set up RetroPie with 28 gigabytes of games and emulators and all these different things, and they set it up for me. So depending on if you set up the RetroPie default app, the default application, you need to install all the ROMs yourself. But if you want a head start and you want a base, then you can find one of these RetroPie images online, and all you have to do is just search for RetroPie image. You'll see here, you'll see lots of people uploading, there's Arcade Punks has got a lot of ones like that. You can get 32 gigabyte, 64 gigabyte, and 128 gigabyte. It will save you a lot of time downloading, extracting your ROMs, etc. But what you need to do after that is you need to flash this download file onto your memory card. They've got different suggestions there: 132 disk imager, and Apple Pie Baker for Mac, Etcher, or the DD command for Linux. So let's jump over and we'll show you how that works. So we come over here, and all you have to do is choose your image. So rather than choose the larger image, I'm going to choose the smaller image. It's not showing that. Okay. I'm going to check that file. The file, for whatever reason. Alright, okay, so this has to be extracted. I've not extracted it yet. I was filled there because it's assigned it as a SNES NX ROM file. So I'm going to extract this file yet because it has been extracted. I'm making a mistake there. This is because the reason this has come up as SNES NX because the emulator thinks that this is for that application. So you can see there's the disk image there. That's the RetroPie image, and it's 2 gigabytes in size. So if we go back here, this is the RetroPie image. It's been extracted and it's went from 600 megabytes to 2 gigabytes. So all you do is you select that. I've got it G, and we want to write. That's it. So once this process has been completed, what you need to do is take the memory card out and you'd put it into your system. Now, if you go down the installation guide, you'll see there's lots of different things you need to do here. But essentially, when you put it into the computer, you'll see this screen. And that is the screen that you saw when I loaded up this video the other day. And you'll see that just now. It basically gets to this area. You need to input your controller. So I showed you how to do it in that video. You just go through, you input your controller. That's it flashed. That image has been flashed onto it. Now all I have to do with that memory card is insert it into the adapter and then put it into, or not the adapter, sorry, take it out and put it into my Raspberry Pi, and it will load up RetroPie. Now, I've did all this before. I set up the controllers, I set up Wi-Fi, but the last thing you need to do is transfer ROMs. Now, I've not had to do this yet because I downloaded an image with files, but the process is very, very simple, and I've watched videos of other people doing it, so I know that the process is simple. When I find the perfect image for myself, I'm going to set up a good base and then transfer over the ROMs which I feel are missing. For example, the one that I downloaded didn't have Commodore 64 and some of the older systems like Atari, so I'd be downloading those manually. And you can see that it's very easy to do. You put in USB, format it to FAT32 or NTFS, create a folder called RetroPie, and then you put this into your Pi and wait for it to finish blinking. You take it out, put it into your computer, and then you add the ROMs to the respective folders in the ROMs folder. So for each system, you just drag and drop the ROMs into it, and then you plug it back into the Raspberry Pi, and all of those games will be available for the systems that you downloaded them for. Very, very simple. I've watched some tutorials for it, so I don't think anyone is going to have any problems with that. The whole process of all of this, I know this is like a 10-minute video, but it's very, very straightforward. Essentially, all you have to do is format your memory card, download the image, and then put the image onto the card using something like Win32 Disk Imager. Once you just download the image file, extract it, and put it onto your memory card. But remember, you have to make sure that this memory card, which I've got here, you need to make sure that that is FAT32 when you before you put the image on it. That's what you need to make sure, just to make sure that everything works correctly. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys find it useful. If you get any problems with setting up, configuring the Wi-Fi controller, please do refer to this video here. I've got information there about setting up the Raspberry Pi, and if you go back the other week, I'll link to this as well, you can see that I did a demo of Emulation Station, so that will give you a better understanding of the RetroPie interface and how you play games and how it interacts with RetroArch for emulators. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you do find this useful, but please do refer to the raspberrypi.org website and the RetroPie website. I will link to these, so you will find them down below in the description area. If you get any questions, please do ask them below, and until next time, take care.